Okay, good evening. I'm Carlos Matallin, not Sergio, sorry about that. He couldn't finally come. And I'm a user interface developer at Cartribi, where I've been working for some years now. And I'm one of the people who have been working on Odyssey.js. That it's what I will be talking about. Also, this is the last talk, so I will try not to make it very boring, or at least make it short. First, I'd like to give you some background. Cartribi started as a consultancy company who wanted to bridge the gap between science and people, and to make these people decide better, to target the decision makers and make them take better decisions based on data. So we started doing data visualization projects about what we like to say it about stories that matter. Okay, so we made like protected areas. We started doing these projects, Protected Planet, Carbon Calculator, which is a carbon footprint tool, or Global Forest Watch, which is a near real-time forest monitoring platform. And all these projects had something in common. They always started with a map. So we created Cartribi, which is a geospatial database on the cloud, and that lets you visualize, analyze, and develop data and visualize it on a map. It's open source, the code is in GitHub, and in fact is one of our core values, along with design and some others. We try to be very open with developers and the community, but not only we try to, but it forces us to be very open with developers and community, being open source. So one of these latest developments was about Odyssey, and as I said, it's an open source JavaScript library for telling stories with interactive maps. It was developed with a grant by the Knight Foundation, where they fund experiments to innovate in the field of journalism, with media, with publishers. And we built Odyssey with the premise that everything happens somewhere. And we can turn data into interactive multimedia stories, and we can give context to these stories. Again, it's open source too, and again, it uses maps, and it lets you tell stories with no coding skills. For example, I can make some sound of the projects that have been built with this library. Financial Times has used it for a story about the data on 78 corporate water projects around the globe. They used to show this. I will show it in the browser better. So you can see and not only know the story, but wrap it in the context. Some other samples that have been built with Odyssey are this story in New York Daily News published, which tracked 16 shootings incidents in 48 hours period. And they use Odyssey to tell the story in a different way, using the map to give the context to the facts. And Twitter also used this on some campaign. Basically, what we want to target, or what we want to aim, is that if you can write tests, you can make a map. We like to say, we like to see it as some kind of spreadsheet, but for maps that anybody can use, from a financial analyst to a kid, can just know what they want to show and make a map with that. And not only with this spreadsheet concept, but also with a whole suite of tools that, for example, can be the presentation of the map, showing all these different stories. And well, thank you for the talk, and if you have any question, I'll be glad to answer you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions?
Hiya, I was just wondering, the stuff that you've got, the libraries, is that just for the interactive panels? Like, where do you get the actual mapping data from if you're...
Yeah, I can show you live how we can do a map. We have like, these different templates that, for example, it can be a slide map, and changing the title. It will be live editing, and well, it will have the different spots that you have written these chapters in the story. I'm sorry, I don't know if I understood well.
Is it the actual, you know, the background map, the base map that you've got included in the application? Does that come already embedded in the application, or is it?
So we have different layers on this map. Right now we only have a base map, but we can also like embed other layers, other data layers with the information we want. That, for example, we have previously prepared, and it not only must be a static map, but also it can be a dynamic map. Sorry, and I will. Okay. Oops. Okay. For example, we have this data set with ship travels from 2 centuries ago, or 1 century ago, and we, in the information, we just tell it, use this data set in order to show the different chapters of this story on top of that. Right now, it's like in the edition mode, and then you can export it. And with the URL, you can have, for any media outlet, a very easy way to show these stories.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you.